the procrastination is like building whilst the overwhelming urge and pressure to perform is also building. It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess. I'm here to talk to y'all about Saturn moving into Pisces. This is end of an era shit. Saturn, time, structure, reward, restriction. The rules. Saturn, the kingmaker, coming into the house of I believe, the sign of I believe. And this feels big. Saturn's going to really force us to look at our spiritual practice and actually Saturn is discipline. Saturn is work. In the house of I believe, in the season of I believe, the next 2 years, trust and believe. These are like tests of faith. These are things coming in that are really like, you say you believe this, but do you talk all this talk? What's going on with your walk? And I feel like a lot of us have already been putting in so much work. And so I want you to know also, like I said, Saturn is the kingmaker. You do the work, there will be reward. And in Pisces, this shit is dreamy. This shit is otherworldly. It's interesting because I have, because I'm a Libra rising, everything's flipped. So I have Saturn moving into Pisces, moving into my 6th house, on my 6th house. And having Pisces in the house of work, service, structure, the day-to-day, it makes for someone who really, really struggles with routine and really, really struggles with And so I'm telling you, as someone who really struggles with it, who also has been able to create structure and discipline for themselves, it can be done. It gets done every day. And I do feel like there is this period of just reaping reward, getting to the next echelon, getting to the next level in some sort of way. 8 of Saturn in Pisces is the 8 of Cups. And I know I've been saying that, but I wonder if I've shown you guys. I've been doing a lot of things lately, like in readings, where I've been really wanting to give people visuals. And I feel like that's very Piscean, to help people see, to help people to break things down. You may be in a place where it's just easier for you to explain stuff, or it may be very I can show you better than I can tell you. It's, you don't need to, it's like things understood don't need to be said. I forgot how that saying goes, but it's something like that. Please bring me the 8 of Cups. Thank you. See, all you gotta do is ask. Oh, and he's wearing a red robe. We're gonna have to get out of our comfort zone in some sort of way, and I feel like this is even for me. I know that I've gotta have so much more structure into my day. I'm about to have to take a big leap of faith. But there's this uphill motion, this upward climb. It's very Capricorn. It's very Aquarian. It's like Capricorn. I feel like Saturn in Pisces is going to be like the energy of Capricorn and Aquarius and Pisces mixed together. I know, I believe all, it's like we gonna learn today about all of this. And it's very 3D, but also very like otherworldly. I'm telling you, this Pisces shit, it's all the duality. Everything is real and everything is fake all at the same time. But I feel like you communicating with God, the God of your understanding, whatever that may be, it's time to get consistent. It's time to get diligent. It's time to like create something that you're doing on a daily basis. When I was writing my new moon intentions, I wrote daily, but underneath it, I wrote hourly, minute by minute, like, because one of my intentions is I talk to God. I talk to God every day, and then I was like daily, hour, but it was because that's really the truth. Like I'm really in like communion all the time, and I don't know if that's weird. I don't give a fuck if it's weird, but it's like I feel like I'm in a constant state of like prayer and communication, or prayer, communication, chilling out, relaxing, getting stuff done, watching anime, prayer, communication, prayer. It's like, but I could be grocery shopping and praying at the same time, you know? And so it just feels like whatever works for you. Some people need to be like, you know, want to create a ritual and reverent and have, you know, and there's a time and place for that as well. And some people want that more often and want that ceremonial experience more often. Give yourself that. Wash your feet, wash your hands, wash your face, clean yourself before you present yourself to the divine. That could be a thing that you need to do on, you know, a consistent basis. Figure it out what it is. Do your own research. You've got to come up with your own spiritual practice. Saturn's going to make you learn your way, find your path to God, your path to faith, your own path to the divine, your own path to what it is that you actually believe in. And if you're unsure of it, I'm telling you, it's going to come by way of combativeness. It's like all of a sudden you find yourself on a soapbox and it's like, damn, guess I believe in that. All of a sudden you're standing up for people or you're fighting for something and it's just like, well, I guess I believe in that. All of a sudden somebody challenges and really like is like debating with you. Well, I guess I believe in that. You know, there is this, the kingmaker. And the King of Wands is the king of the spirit. Wands are fire. Fire is the element of spirit. We gonna learn today. Saturn wants us to be kingly in our pursuit of God, in our pursuit of the divine, in our pursuit of knowledge, in our pursuit of truth. Wow. But y'all, stop playing Saturn. I want you to stop equating challenge and restriction and reward to like ruin. And that's my favorite thing about Saturn. It's like if you've been doing your motherfucking work, if you've been trying, what is there to worry about when there's all this faith? Because you know that that we're co-creating. You know that you're doing your part. And when you've done your part, you feel some type of way. There's not all this fear and insecurity and doubt mixed in whenever you've listened and done your part. I know, Lord. I'm getting called out as I'm calling y'all out. I got a couple of parts to to do on my own as well. But I want you to know that the challenges that Saturn will be bringing will be great. Like, Saturn can be bringing in like good problems for you to have. Like a challenge that Saturn could bring, like you launch your business and then all of a sudden everything sells out and you got to learn how to do, you know what I mean? Like that's, why do y'all go to like, you're going to be homeless or you're going to lose your job or what? Like, stop. Stop boxing in the divine. Stop with the like, oh, we all have to stop with the like, oh, like the tower means something bad is going to happen. What is bad? What is good? Bruh, 11/11. Like a matter of months ago, I thought it was a really, really, really good thing that I met some random person that not some random person. I thought it was a really, really great thing that I fell in love. Then I thought it was a really, really bad thing that I got my heart broken. And then it ended up being like, now all of a sudden it's this like really, really great testimony and testament of my faith. And I learned all these fucking huge things. Huge. So it's just like, why? And it's like another drop in the bucket yet again for like, damn, everything really fucking happens for me. I'm profoundly inspired by my experience. I'm profoundly inspired by my pain. Beautiful poetry came from the highs and the lows. Like, an ability to see outside of myself, an ability to see something in myself that I could only be able to see through the eyes of another. And Saturn, if he wants to make you the king, if you allow him to, some people don't want that. Some people don't want to be the king of their life or the emperor. I myself, honey, you already seen it. I'm the emperor and the motherfucking empress. I'm down for an empress to my emperor. An emperor to my emperor. One of each, honestly. If you let Saturn make you great, if you want to be great, Saturn will make you great. But that greatness is not going to come to you by way of someone holding your hand and handing you everything. That's not what greatness is. So some of you like, I want to be successful, and you don't realize your definition of successful is directly informing your connection and how quickly you get to that said success. I'm filming this on the new moon, and I've spent so much of today daydreaming, visualizing, like involuntarily, honestly. Like, I mean, I wasn't really supposed to do anything today, but I can't ever really like, it's rare that I let myself like really have a day off and like do nothing and like veg out. I just don't like doing that. I don't like vegging out. I don't like sitting around watching TV all day. I don't like it. I just think I had an epiphany. Like, so many people are like, why don't you just relax? I'm just like, that's not relaxing to me necessarily. Like, if I'm laying down and I'm watching hours of a show, like, usually I don't feel good. Like, that's like my last resort. I think I just learned that about myself. Like, I know I'm not a TV person, but I didn't realize that, like, I don't like it. I don't like being immobile for that long or stationary for that long. I think that's why I didn't work out in corporate America. I was just like going to the bathroom all the fucking time because I just want to walk around, you know, like, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. We're getting us out of there. We gotta start listening to our hearts. This is not going how I planned it. Anyway, and I didn't really want to have a plan, but I did just want this like stream of consciousness to just flow. And I just feel like that's another Saturn in Pisces thing. Like, you just want your stream of consciousness to flow, and the divine is going to help you structure it and order it so that you can have whatever level of flow that you want. So I do think it feels like with love comes correction. That's interpersonal and interrelationships. You know, like when I love somebody, I'm gonna correct you if you're wrong. I'm gonna, like, I want you to correct me. I want you to check me. That's love to me. And I feel like that's very Saturnian. And that's what the divine will be doing for us. The divine loves us too much to just let us be out here being mediocre. You know? Because you don't want that for yourself, and the divine doesn't want that for you either. So I'm going to start with the Prophet Oracle deck. Such a beautiful deck. It really is. But hydrate, light it if you got it, as we create a safe space for our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thinking of the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this Saturn and Pisces transit. Saturn's going to be hanging out here for a couple years. I clearly didn't put my phone on airplane mode, but I'm talking about Saturn and some money just came in. You already are that version of you that's made it. That version in your head that is so successful and has accomplished the things that you want to accomplish. You already are them. You know that, right? I just feel like Saturn is going to start to show you how to start to use your faith and how to structure your time on a day-to-day basis so that you can align your actions with your desired trajectory. I've been saying it. It bears repeating. The soul walks upon all path. 26. Self-knowledge. I feel like there's this loop in our subconscious mind. There's these loops or these programs in our subconscious mind that we're not aware of. I'm still like, I have such this fucking profound debate with this fucking asshole about, I mean, granted, he's got his doctorate in psychology, but about like whether we are able to see our own shadows. And I do feel like when you get to a certain, when you're able to access a certain liminal space, I do feel like you can. When you can navigate in the astral and in the ether to a certain extent, I think you can. But I do think, of course, there are aspects of our shadow that we can only see whenever there is another, and they show our shadows to ourselves and bring them out. Self-knowledge. The soul walks upon all paths. What I say, we gonna learn today. And it's been coming up over and over that the root of all disease, the root of all dis-ease in life is a lack of knowledge of thyself. And this is confirmation. So many cycles in your life will break once you dive deeper, peel back the next layer and level of who you are and what you're capable of. It's time to get weird. Like, I'm talking on a spirit level, on an energetic level. It's time to dive deeper into your relationship to silence so that you can break this illusion of separation. So all of us can break this illusion of separation. Once you know yourself, you know all of us. And it still is going to be like a beautiful, beautiful, delicious journey to get to know all the different people that you get to encounter. But you knowing yourself, it's a different kind of gift that you get to give people. And I'm telling you, it's kind of fucking, I don't want to like say that, but it's kind of fucking lonely to, not lonely, but for some of you, you may perceive it as lonely. And I think there's an aspect of me that perceives it as lonely as well. But to be very whole and surrounded, people who are very whole, people who shine very bright, often attract people who like to play the fractions game with themselves. You think you shine so bright, you have so much to give because you're just going to be put in the flood? No, your cup runs over and you're going to be put in the desert. Your shine is so bright because you're going to be placed in the blackest of the black, the darkest of the dark, where you're needed. Doesn't that make sense? Number 31, in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning. Friendship. Yeah, I feel like if it's not you, it's me. If it's not me, it's you. Self-knowledge, and then we're all getting by with a little help from our friends. That's one thing I'm majorly taking from this Aquarius season, was way more social in a very intimate way for me. Me and my friends, we started having family dinners, and it's like the cutest thing. It's like saved my life. I love it. It's just like, I don't know. It's so cute. We have a little group chat. We all talk about what we're going to, like what we're making. Like one night or one weekend we did Mexican, and then we did breakfast for dinner, and then we did like Italian, and then we did a spaghetti night, and then there's just been like last time we did it Friday this week instead, and we decided to go out because we always like cook, and so we went to this place and we had to do something we hadn't done before. We went to a hot pot place. It was really cute. I don't know, it's just so fun and I love it. Have fun with your friends. Hang out with your friends. But also, if you have a bunch of people that you're lukewarm about, bro, get the lukewarm people out of your life so that you can make room for new people to come in. In the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning. I feel like it's really important to start allowing yourself to learn intimacy with your friends and being romantic with friends and understanding like what romance is. That romance doesn't have to equate to like sex. You can go on dates with your, you know what I mean? Like, it's time to like for us to broaden our spectrum. Like, there's so much love everywhere, and everybody just thinks that because somebody doesn't want to stick their things in your things, and that like you're not getting romance, or that you can't have access to romance. Why? It's time to reevaluate that. Interesting. Number 5, sing and dance together and be joyous. Marriage. I do feel like Saturn in Pisces is going to have some of you really wanting to get serious about commitment. about togetherness, about intimacy. Yeah, it's like there's just so many different facets of intimacy. It just feels like it's important to start letting your freak flag fly and you being your whole self and you really just putting yourself out there in different ways so that your people can find you. So last one is number 14. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced, joy and sorrow. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. And this feels kind of like we're going to learn today kind of energy as well. I don't know why that's giving me like Christ, crucifixion. Is it just me? Only when you are empty. Joy and sorrow. Only when you are empty are you standstill. Are you at standstill and balanced? I think that's what kind of came up before about the like excited to be in love, sad for things not to, be what I expected, and then grateful for everything that evolved of it. I think that emptiness, that reset is what this is talking about. And for some of you, you may feel really like there may have been stuff or there may be stuff that feels very exposing, or you feeling very vulnerable or embarrassed or humiliated. And it just feels like there is this healing coming in from that. So number 26, 2 plus 6 is 8. I feel like there's big loops that are shifting once you dive deeper into what you know about yourself to be true. Number 31 came out, which is a 4, and I feel like there are firmer foundations to make in the realm of friendship and the company that you keep. So start working on that. Number 5 is conflict. So there could be conflict within, conflict in regards to like how you express yourself, how free you want to be, how joyous you want to be out there. Conflict in regards to marriage. Do you want to get married? What do you want to stay married? What kind of commitment do you want or need? Saturn in Pisces is really going to have everybody looking at like conflict resolution and what's, how, are we fighting fair? Do we know how to help rebuild each other after, we tear something down? And then number 14 is the last one, which is another 5. And 5 and with joy and sorrow. And so I do feel like the conflicts are happening for you. The joy is happening for you. The sorrow is happening for you. If we could just get comfortable practicing gratitude, practicing saying thank you for everything, understanding you're not privy to it all. You're not like, well, that's the whole point. That's like this would be fucking boring if we knew how it turned out. Why would we ruin the surprise for ourselves? All right, I'm pulling from the mystical manga. A Pisces bought me this, actually. And I feel like what are the hardships looking like? Let's go ahead and just ask. Like Saturn in Pisces, is going to be, he can loves to serve a lesson. So are there any hardships that will be faced? The Six of Pentacles. So some of you, some of the hardships that you're facing, it has to do with, like, I feel like people wanting stuff from you. I feel like some of you, the hardship is like, this is interesting. This isn't for everybody, but for some of you, your prosperity, the hard work, your reward comes in. And if you blabber, ooh, the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, some of you, there's prosperity coming in. Your business takes off. Like your reputation precedes you. People want your time. People want to collaborate. People want to work with you. So some of the hardship for some of you is like the Wheel of Fortune spins in your favor. There's Jupiter in Aries. There's this brand new reset that's coming through. Reset in luck, reset in fortune and philosophy. I feel like some of you are like really learning spiritual law, and it's really, really helping you shift your relationship to success, and it's helping you have like quality, like righteous desires. Some of you, the hardships are going to be about you having to ask for help, or having to ask for money, or having to ask or having to get up off your knees and do something for yourself. For some of you, it's like you've earned your stripes. For some of you, this struggle is going to be, hey, something about this isn't balanced. Having to call out imbalances. This could be, some of the hardships may involve somebody with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Libra placements. I feel like some of you, the prosperity that comes in, you need to learn how to be generous, but I feel like if you are boastful, you fuck around and end up like creating a situation where a bunch of people are like trying to get at all the prosperity you just worked for. So don't be out here telling on or creating, you know, like more money, more problems. Don't do that to yourself. Don't try to get all flashy, you know, when stuff comes in. I feel like do what you can to conserve. Do what you can to save, because you want to be comfortable. Later on, do what you can to learn how to properly invest so you can be comfortable later on. That's how Saturn works. Struggle now, work hard now. Not struggle, I haven't subscribed from the struggle. But work hard now so that you can enjoy the reward later. Anything else about the hardships? Any other messages about any hardships we need to know about? The Six of Cups. 2 sixes. So hardships may be, and the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I like that it went from the 6 to the 9. But 2 sixes may mean that there's some kind of like hardships in achieving harmony or balance or fairness. There's shifts in these hardships. Some of you have been really struggling to experience reciprocity, struggling to experience fairness, and I feel like there's offers coming in. I feel like there's maybe somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements coming in. I feel like there's a lot of adornment, recognition coming in, peace coming in. The Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Damn, it's like some of y'all like this is 8 of Cups under there. That's Saturn in Pisces showing up. 9 of Cups with the 8 of Cups. It's like you got out of your comfort zone, and now there's all this like peace you're experiencing. Look at both the eyes closed. Peace you're experiencing through prayer, through meditation, through spiritual bliss. Some of y'all out here doing drugs. Either way, it looks like you're just getting in motion. Not afraid to really take it there in some sort of way. What's the advice through this? Well, the advice is definitely to pray. The advice is to figure out what it is that you believe in so that you can start embodying your beliefs. Like, what do you do about your beliefs? Are they just something that sit on the shelf? Or like, can I look at the words you say and tell what you believe in? Can I look at how you treat people and tell what you believe in? Can I look at your actions and tell what you believe in? Damn, I forgot what I asked. Oh, what's the advice? Queen of Cups reversed. Be emotionally raw, authentic. Two of Pentacles. The emotional there will be emotional roller coasters because we're being, we're being asked to put down the old pain that motivated us. And how can you put down the old pain if you won't express it? The Queen of Cups is, hey, it's time to deal with your jealousy. It's time to deal with your anger. It's time to deal with your insecurity. It's time to deal with all this self-doubt that's creating these creative blocks, and you're not creating anymore, painting anymore, writing anymore, singing anymore, dancing anymore. It's time to face these, like the issue or the struggle that you've had with when your emotions are raw and when they're not pretty, and some of you really struggle with like being around people when you're emotional, or being emotional in general, or not being, like put together. Some of you really struggle to like let your raw emotions like be revealed. And I feel like it's very generational, especially Gen Z. They struggle, like they think that showing emotions makes you simp or something like that. I still haven't figured out what that shit is about, but everybody's about to get kicked in the dick once we all realize that, we need our fucking feelings. Stop. So, in regards to our spiritual practice, how can we do better? What do we need to focus on in regards to our spiritual practice? It's going to be different for everybody, so eat the meat, leave the bones. Ooh, some of us, we need to dive into dealing with opposition. Opposition in the mind. The Eight of Wands and the Magician came in. You're needing to learn how to wield your magic, and nobody can tell you what your magic is. You have to go inside of you and find it for yourself, baby. I'm sorry, I love you, but that means you're going to have to sit in silence. For some of you, if you keep ignoring your intuition, if you keep ignoring this process, this may start to feel like spiritual attacks. This may start to feel like a lot of self-doubt, a lot of like intrusive thoughts. You're having to learn how to wield the wand of your word. The Magician is Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of the mind. And it's really, really important that you start to also understand the concept of surrender, taking your hand off the wheel, understanding when you've set something in motion and to stop trying to control the outcome, and to trust in your magic and trust in your ability to materialize in your physical world whatever it is that you've been setting in motion, or whatever it is that you've set in motion. I also feel like there's something about learning how to like wield your fire. There's something about learning how to like, maybe even also diving into your relationship to time, playing with timelines, visualizing and talking about the timeline that you're in, speaking to the timeline that you're in. When I wake up, I'm going to be in my most successful, abundant, healthy timeline. Start wielding your magic. Start playing with it. And you need to start playing with it by way of understanding the mind, the universal laws of the mind, and the power of your spoken word. It's time to start diving deeper into healing modalities and play. There's so much healing in play. Singing, dancing, writing, all the things. I don't care if you're getting high and finger painting. It's time to start playing. It's time to start finding the spirituality in play and in your inner child, needing to connect to that inner child. Tower reverse, needing to let go of control. We won't have to have our faith tested so much if we can surrender. You know what I mean? If we can just, all right, this is happening for me. All right, let's go. I'm trusting this. This is what I want to build. I don't see what I want with my physical eyes, but I trust and I believe that I have the authority to call things that be not as though they were. So I'm going to go ahead and start digging my ditches and buying, the accessories for the things that I want, preparing for the things that I want, because I'm drawing them into me as I speak. So I need to go ahead and prepare for what it is that I want. It's time to start learning how to impact, it's time to start learning the game of life and how to play it. And it's very mercurial. It's very in the realm of the mind. But if you keep leaning on logic and keeping your eyes closed, there's going to be all this unnecessary willful blindness. And you won't be able to see, you won't be able to see the gifts that want to be given. And then you'll end up having the nerve, it never happens for me, blah, 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 all this stuff, I'm such a good person, I do all this and I do all that. And no, you wanted to cling to logic, remember? You don't get to, cry about the missed opportunity because you were too scared to leap. Especially when the divine's like, yo, I've been trying to tell you. Ten of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the world. I've been trying to tell you. There's this leveling up. There's this graduation. There's this portal. You in or you out? I love you.